I wish I could come out and tell you that my first experience writing a book, everything just fell in order and it just came right out of the gate shooting out like a horse at the racetrack. But that's not what happened. And I think it's important that you understand this backstory a little bit. I looked down at the calendar and there was about 12 days left in the year, late in December, and I realized this is not going to happen again. I had a book in my head for 3 years, and I'm not allowing this to end. It's got to get done this year. And I did it. I got up at about 3 a.m. in the morning for 8 days in a row, and I wrote on the keyboard, pounded out the whole thing, a 60,000 word book in those 8 days. I mean, just sheer effort, right? Sounds like a great story, except here's the thing. I let my fear and lack of confidence of ever having published a book before hold me back. And that book sat unpublished for an entire year. 1 full year. Hi, my name is Troy Broussard. Let me take these Terminator Death Stare glasses off a little bit and look you in the eye so that we can be real with each other. I know the pain and the effort of putting it in the time, the discipline, getting up early, sitting down in front of a computer, staring back at you with a black screen, trying to pull that book out of you. I know that pain. I also know, however, that there's a bigger pain, and that pain is of not getting your message out there. The most recent book that I wrote is called Mediocrity Escapes Me. And that truly is the mission of my life, is to not allow mediocrity to define me. And when I sat there wanting to write that book for 3 years, I was embracing mediocrity. When I finally stepped into myself and got the content out, it felt incredible. And I was so encouraged to get that done. I knew that it was going to be a huge success in my consulting business. And guess what? I didn't publish it for a year. I let the fear and the lack of confidence in my own writing ability hold me back. And I had some editors read through it. And I got to tell you, they ripped it up. I mean, it looked like a 6th grade project with the red pen coming back. And it really cut me to the knees. I didn't know if I had what it took to actually put that out there. I didn't know if that book was going to work for me or not. I was told that I rambled. I was told that I repeated things, that I wrote in the passive voice. All of these things that just kind of cut me apart. And I sat on it for a year. Biggest mistake. That mistake probably cost me at least, very conservative estimates, $100,000 or more. I was running a high-end consulting business, and when I released this book, that book for me has made $327,000 plus at most recent count. And that was several months ago when I kind of added up the consulting gigs and the referrals and the things that came in as a result of putting that out there. I finally got over myself and just said, you know what? It's going to be what it's going to be. And I let it out. And that's what happened. Fast forward now, and in the past 30 days alone, I've created 6 different books. In the last 14 months, my God, I didn't even believe it. I told my friend the other day when we were talking about it, he said, how many books have you written in the last, year or so? And I said, I don't know, I think 15, 16, something like that. I tallied it up, it was 20. I wouldn't believe it. I'll put the list of them below so that you can see, because it was something even myself, I didn't realize how prolific I have become over the last several months. And that didn't happen overnight. I want you to understand that. I also want you to understand, I don't expect that you're going to want to go out and write 20 books in a year. That's not what this is about. And it's certainly not about me doing any chest thumping here. I'm saying it because sometimes we all need that person in our corner, right? Mike Tyson needed Kuz D'Amato in his corner. He needed him to back him up. That's what brought him out. That's what kept him under control. And he knew that somebody had his back. That's what catapulted him into the career that he had. When he no longer had that support, what happened? We all know the story. I want you to know that if you're ready to finally, and I mean finally, get that book out of your head, have somebody pull it out of you if necessary, and impart that wisdom and that experience, that gift that you have and that story that you haven't come out and shared yet, and you know you're holding back. If you're ready to finally make that move, then now is the time. Now is the time. And I would be honored to be that man in the corner for you, pulling you through, giving you a pat on the back, maybe a kick in the ass if that's what it takes every now and then. Hey, I'm military, I tell it how it is. You get what you get. This is a tough love environment. Sometimes you need that kick. And sometimes Mike Tyson took a few punches too. That's what it takes sometimes. But I'm willing to be that for you if you're committed. And I mean committed. You know, I love the power of words. It's no surprise that I like writing. When you look at a word like decide and you research the ancient definition of decide, it meant to cut off from all other options. When you made a decision, you burned the bridge. You crossed the canyon, cut the cord, and there was no going back. That's what it is to make a decision. I would be honored if you decide to go on this journey with me, and in the next 30 days, we'll get your book out. Just like the people that are going through it with me right now. There's 40 plus people going through this process right now. They've written nearly 1 million words already in the first few weeks of this month. It's not even over. And massive progress. Breaking through walls, breaking through resistance, and doing what is theirs to do. That's all I ask. That's all I ask. You know, in the book that I'm writing about mediocrity, I truly believe the only way to be mediocre is to not be all that you can be. It's not about comparing yourself to me. It's not about saying, Troy, God, I can't write 20 books in a year. Don't worry, I didn't even think I did. So, you know, hey, that's cool. But let's get one. If I can do 6 in the last 30 days, I know. And I believe in you that you can do one, and I'll help you do it. So, mediocre is settling for less than what you know you can do. I believe in you. The question is, do you? Read more below on the page. Find out some of the details, and I invite you to go on this journey with me. I'm going to get back to enjoying some of this view in beautiful Bandon on the coast.